for example, the case brought by those two women in Atlanta that threw people out and counted the ballots in private in violation of Georgia law.
Would somebody please take the shovel out of Rudy Giuliani's hand? I mean, you can't even see that man's head anymore. Good God, folks, if you don't know what's going on with Rudy Giuliani, let me tell you. Let me give you the 411 on this. There's just a Cliff Notes version. Back in the 2020 election, there were two election workers working down in Atlanta by the name of Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss. Okay, Ruby Freeman was Shaye Moss's mother. Well, while they were working, Ruby Freeman walked up to Shaye Moss and handed her a candy, a ginger mint. Well, Rudy Giuliani, knowing that MAGA voters are idiots, said, "Oh man, that was a thumb drive. They're passing votes. They're passing votes." And that is just complete nonsense. It's just a load of horse crap. Well, MAGA went nuts. The Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss got all kind of death threats. They ended up having to move out of their house. I mean, it was just insane, the response to Rudy Giuliani saying this. And he wouldn't stop saying it, man. He said it to anybody that would listen. It was all part of that nonsense conspiracy theory BS that they were passing from the 2020 election. And man, they just beat on it like a drum. Well, Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss sued Rudy Giuliani, rightfully so, for all the problems and defamation that that he caused them. Oh, good Lord. The trial. Rudy Giuliani is not a defense attorney. Never had been. The guy has just lost his mind. During this trial, he was ordered to there's discovery in these trials. I mean, you've got information. The folks suing you are allowed to ask you for that information. You have to fill out questionnaires, interrogatories, whatnot. Well, Rudy Giuliani thought he'd play games, and it didn't go over well with the judge. He just wouldn't engage in discovery in any ethical manner. He was dumping documents that were just completely unrelated. He caused Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss to incur a lot of legal bills over that, because their lawyers had to go through and sift through thousands and thousands and thousands of documents that were just nonsense. Well, that pissed the judge off, Judge Beryl Howell, and she sanctioned old Rudy. She fined him and sanctioned him, made him pay their legal bills, Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss's legal bills, for all this nonsense he was pulling, which is fair. I mean, it's just fair. Well, Rudy throws his hands up and says, "Yeah, I did it. I defamed him. I said stuff that wasn't true, yada, yada. I quit. I give up." But doesn't see the case. And after a few days of this nonsense going back and forth, Judge Beryl Howell says, "Look, you have not put forth a defense. You've admitted that you did it. You lied about these women. You're responsible for these damages," and just issued a default judgment against him. Well, she's cooking on this. She's figuring out what the damages should be, but Rudy can't shut up. And he's out there defaming them again. Check this out.
Though, because this is you bring up an interesting point that Trump does not have the right to an attorney at this point, because you have 65 Project and a variety of other people that are funded by Lord knows who, and they're spending millions and millions of dollars to do exactly what you just said, put pressure on attorneys that might represent Trump and might try to disbar them or file bar complaints simply for giving legal advice, people like yourself. How in look?
I and Professor Dershowitz and a few other people were the leading first candidates for this, but there are an untold number of Bar Association proceedings. These are funded very, very amply. These are not funded like, for example, the case brought by those two women in Atlanta that threw people out and counted the ballots in private in violation of Georgia law. They're being represented by a Wall Street law firm called Wilkie Farr, that is a multi-billion-dollar law firm.
Are they paying for it?
I don't think you get out of that law firm without paying $1 million legal fee. They've probably run up about $8 to $10 million in legal fees. I doubt that these two defendants are paying it.
Wow.
In fact, I have every reason to believe it's being paid by organizations that are paying for similar cases against Trump lawyers. Their interest is not the case. Their interest is the process. Mm-hmm. In other words, they want to punish you by process.
Right.
My God. Somebody please take the shovel from that man so he'll stop digging the hole he's in. I mean, Jesus. I mean, he goes on again and defames them again, repeats the same exact damn, nonsense that he just copped to in this trial. And there's like nobody around. I mean, he's broke. He's broke, folks. He can't afford this. He can't afford lawyers to do anything anymore. The judge just called the trial, said, that's it. We're not doing this anymore. This is dumb. This is stupid. You have no defense. You did it. You said you did it. And they're figuring out damages. And he's out there running his mouth. I mean, good God, people. Good God. I mean, I get the man has a drinking problem. I get that. I get that he's not there. But Jesus, is there no one around this man? I mean, he's got a son. He tried to run his son for mayor. I mean, just nonsense. I mean, isn't that goofy-ass son of his? I mean, doesn't he care about him at all? You'd think he'd keep him away. Keep him away from microphones. Keep him out of doing these damn interviews. Take care of your daddy. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Is there nobody in this MAGA community that gives a damn about their old folks? I mean, this man is done. He's selling his house in New York. He's so broke. Yeah, I'm not kidding. He's selling Mr. New York Mayor is selling his home in New York because he's so broke. And he can't stop. He can't stop. I mean, he just can't stop. He's just defaming, these people again. I love you folks. I hope you have people around you that care about you. And if you ever get as unhinged and broken as Rudy Giuliani is, I hope there's people around you that love you that can help you. Because obviously the people around Rudy don't. This is Old Texas Paul. Do me a favor. I need you to hit that subscribe button and please hit the thumbs up button. Nobody else is giving you these updates. Nobody else is telling you what's going on. Everybody in the corporate media is kissing Republican butt right now, trying to keep this a damn horse race in 2024 so they can get their sweet, sweet ad money. Folks need to hear what's really going on. So please share this video, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. So Texas Paul out. You have a good day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.